Let's make some banana muffins with chocolate peanut butter frosting. Welcome back to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today we're gonna make some delicious little banana muffins with a chocolate peanut butter frosting. So good. So we're gonna jump right in. I already have my oven preheated 350 degrees, and we're gonna start with our bananas. So I've got 3 ripe bananas. You know, brown, nice brown and spotty. Don't be afraid of those spotty bananas. That's when the banana is actually the most nutritious. So we're starting with 3 bananas that we're just gonna mash in our bowl. You can use like a potato masher, or you could just use a fork, that works too. And you wanna mash them pretty good so that there aren't any big chunks in there, because those big chunks won't really bake in the oven. They'll stay really wet. Okay. Now we have to grind some oats. So this is 1 cup of organic gluten-free oats if you're gluten-free. And we are going to grind this into flour. I always suggest that people, instead of buying oat flour from the grocery store, you can just grind it at home. If you have a simple little blender, or even like a regular size blender, or one of the bigger blenders. Super quick and easy to blend in your blender. So we're just going to blend this until it's a pretty fine flour. I wouldn't go super fine, because when you grind your oat flour too fine, it struggles to really cook well in the oven. So you're going to kind of want it to be a rough grind. And if there's still some little chunks of oats in there, that's fine too. You're just going to have a little bit more grainy type of muffin, which is perfectly fine. So throw that in with your bananas. Then we have 1 cup of almond flour. We have 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, and 2 tablespoons of flax meal. Okay, so now we're gonna go with our liquid ingredient. The bananas are already kind of liquidy, but it's not quite enough to get this all really moist. So we're gonna use that same container for our blending. It's 1/4 cup of dates that I've already chopped up really fine so that they're super easy to blend. And then 1/3 cup of water. And then we're just going to blend this until all of those dates are really pulverized. All right, so you're just gonna add that to your bowl. And even if you have a few chunks left of those dates, that's okay too. This is just for a hint extra of sweetness, just in case your bananas aren't super sweet. It just gives it a little bit more flavor. So you're just gonna stir that all up. And the batter is gonna be very, very thick, kind of like a thick brownie batter. Okay, so now all you need is a muffin tin. So this is a silicone muffin tin. If you go onto our website, we have this in our little Amazon store. It's great because it's got these stiff handles on the side. Otherwise, this thing would be super flexible and floppy. Super handy. So now you're just gonna fill your little muffin cups here. And I would go, you know, if you're gonna do smaller muffins, if you want a smaller muffin, I would go about 3/4 full. If you're gonna do a bit larger muffin, you go right up to the top, because it's whole food plant-based, we're not dealing with any refined sugars or refined flours. They're not gonna be super light and fluffy, and they're not gonna billow out over the top of your muffin tins. So you can really pretty much fill them, you know, to the top, and then they'll rise just a little bit above that. All right, I'm gonna finish filling these, and then we'll get them into the oven. Okay, so now we're ready for the oven, and our oven is on 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and they're gonna go in for about 35 minutes. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of free printable recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook series, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting membership community. So if you love our recipes, I invite you to join us on our mission to make plant-based cooking easy, and follow the link in the description to become a supporting member today. There's no denying the plant-based diet is a nutrient powerhouse, but did you know there are a handful of hard-to-get nutrients even well-crafted diets are often lacking? The latest research suggests that complementing your diet with a few specific vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s will help boost your energy and keep you thriving for the long term. That's why my daily health routine includes Complement Essential. Complement Essential contains the 8 critical nutrients lacking from most plant-based diets in dosages optimized specifically for us. As a special discount for our viewers, just use code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout to save 15% off of your order. Okay, now on to this delicious chocolatey peanut butter frosting. So we've got half a cup of dates. Again, I chopped them up really small so that it's easier for them to blend. We got 1/4 cup of peanut butter, and this is an unsweetened peanut butter, so it's just roasted peanuts and a little bit of salt. No added oil. You want to look at that label when you get your peanut butter. If it says no stir, that usually means that they've added oil to it so that it's easier to, or it's creamier. But you don't want all that extra oil. The peanuts have plenty of oil by themselves. Then 2 tablespoons of cashews, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And then I've got 2/3 cup of hot water, and that also is going to help this frosting to blend better. All right, so now you're just going to blend this in your blender until it's super nice and creamy. And you might have to stop and scrape it down a couple times. Just be patient with it. It does come around. Okay. That's it. Super silky. Oh, that's wonderful. All right, so you do want to make this while your muffins are in the oven, because it takes it a little while to set up a little bit firmer, and to speed that process up a little bit, just stick it in the fridge. And if you want to pipe it, I would suggest you make this maybe the night before so it's really nice and firm and you get a nice piped look. All right, so now we're just waiting on our muffins and then we can frost. All right, so our muffins are out of the oven. I popped them, or I left them in their container for about 10 minutes, maybe closer to 15. And then I popped them out and put them on a cooling rack. You really want them to be cool before you frost them. And because they're really moist, really soft type of muffin, you do need to leave them in that tin for, that 10 minutes or so. Or else, when you plop them out, they're just gonna they might slump over. So let them cool slightly before you pop them out, and then let them cool for even longer on your cooling rack before you frost them. So like I said before, the frosting, I put mine in, I made some yesterday and I put it in the refrigerator overnight. So it's nice, it's a little bit more firm, and we're just gonna frost them. I have a little piping tip in there. Just gonna frost one. Just like that. Oh, how adorable. All right, I'm gonna finish frosting these and then I'll meet you at the table for a taste. Woohoo, my favorite part. Let's go in for a taste. So cute. So good. You're gonna love it. Come on back next week for another great recipe.